Welcome back to the Thinking is Infinite podcast shorts. Today we're going to be talking about the horseshoe crab. This is a story I just read about. It's about this type of crab, and what it does is it holds a key ingredient in its blood for pharmaceuticals and drugs. So if you don't know, this crab holds the basically in like this is a key chemical in its blood that basically fuels everything from like medicines, vaccines, a lot of the drugs that we rely on for human health and kind just like general well-being and stuff, and for medical emergencies, a lot of those have this to basically make the drug safe. Um, but there's been a little bit of an issue with this, and that is that a lot of the blood draining of these crabs is kind of damaging to the ecosystem. So there's basically this bird that kind of feasts on the crab's eggs, and a lot of those eggs have been getting smaller due to the blood that was drained from their bodies. Because a lot of blood is kind of needed for these types of drugs and stuff. So that has had many conservationists and the industry itself in conflict over what to do. Because this bird is actually an endangered species and is at risk of potentially going extinct. And as well as that, the crabs themselves are also used as bait for fishing. Like their blood is also used as bait for fishing, which actually kills way more crabs than the number of crabs killed in the pharmaceutical stuff. But they are both kind of concerns right now that are kind of developing, and especially because um, I kind of live in the Northeast, and the crabs are mainly located on the East Coast. This is something that kind of piqued my interest. And um, there's also a big concern with just like the vulnerability of these species because obviously, with these crabs and the birds potentially not being fed, it kind of disrupts the entire ecosystem of animals and just plant life and pretty much everything in that area. So that's something that I had been reading about, and I kind of thought about just how like we as humans kind of and the environment we live in, it's not like they're not even just only in conflict, but it's like sometimes there is a balance to be made between protecting the environment that we all share, but also making sure that people's needs are adjusted and like that, people can receive the drugs that they need because there are some people that do want to kind of end the practice or even just like increase regulations around it, which the increased regulations probably would help with a lot of like the deaths and stuff, but I think that we can't really end it right now because there aren't really any alternatives to this blood. It's kind of the only thing that we add. And it's very similar to oil. Oil is another big kind of thing that damages the environment, but you can't really end it completely, or else, obviously a lot of people would starve and basically society would collapse if oil kind of went um, out altogether. And while it's a more extreme example, it does kind of point to a problem with protecting the environment, which is kind of just protecting human needs as well. So I think it does kind of show that both need to be prioritized in their own way, that you can't really go full head on in protecting the environment because there are just some things that are needed too badly to kind of stop and just don't have alternatives right now. And just like obviously people are trying to make like synthetic alternatives and things that can be used instead of these resources, but a lot of that but that requires a lot of work and actual like time and like a lot of scientific study to create these alternatives, get all the chemicals together, see what each of them do when they combine. Like, it's a lot of chemistry and a very complicated process. So, yeah, just a little bit of what I wanted to touch base on today. That's pretty much it. If you like this podcast shorts, just leave a like, follow us on, any podcast platform, Apple, Spotify, doesn't really matter. Just make sure to, if you just like it, you can follow us on all these platforms. You can join our Facebook group, Thing is Infinite Podcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you tomorrow. Bye.